So this is Nelson's Blood number 2. There is a certain British Navy tradition that involves drilling a hole in a barrel and drinking its contents, and they call it tapping the Admiral. And the story behind the name is that Vice Admiral Horatio Nelson was in command of the British fleet at the Battle of Trafalgar. He was eventually shot and killed, and the ship surgeon had to preserve the body for the voyage. So they placed him in a cask filled with French brandy. And according to legend, when they opened that cask months later, the brandy was almost gone. And the story goes that the sailors had drilled a hole in the bottom of the barrel and drank from it. Now, whether that actually happened or not, tapping the Admiral became Royal Navy slang for sneaking liquor, and Nelson's Blood became another name for Navy rum. And for the next 165 years, British sailors received a daily tot or ration of rum, about a half pint a day. But then, on July 31st, 1970, or Black Tot Day, the British ended it. Modern weapons and rum really didn't mix, so sailors wore black armbands and held mock funerals, but the rum didn't die. In 1979, a Marine named Charles Tobias decided that tradition was too important to let go, so he approached the Royal Navy and asked for rights to reproduce the rum, and he somehow convinced him to do that. So he got the actual blending formula, samples to match his blend against, and permission to use the name British Navy Pussers rum. And pusser is actually Navy slang for a purser, or a ship supply officer who doled out the daily rum ration. Now, Tobias actually tracked down the rums the Navy had specified, particularly from Demerara distillers in Guyana, using the same wooden pot stills that the Navy specified 200 plus years earlier. And as part of the deal, Tobias donated a portion of every sale to the Royal Navy Sailors Fund, donating millions over the years. And Charles Tobias passed away a few months ago in October 2025. But this rum, his rum, and this exact recipe lives on. And the Nelson's Blood number 2 is one of Pussers' promotional cocktails. It's Navy strength rum, cranberry juice for that blood red color, citrus bitters, and a tribute to Admiral Nelson and 300 years of Navy tradition, preserved by an American Marine who refused to let it die. So in honor of Admiral Horatio Nelson and Charles Tobias, let's make Nelson's Blood number 2. 1/2 an ounce of simple syrup, 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice, 3/4 of an ounce of orange juice, 1.5 ounces of cranberry juice, 2 dashes of Angostura bitters, 1.5 ounces of Pussers Navy strength rum. We will then shake this drink with ice and strain over fresh ice. And the garnish is a lime wheel and a bouquet of mint. And with that, Nelson's Blood number 2 comes together. So it's a good drink. At the end of the day, it's basically a resort style drink. It's a little bit of rum, orange juice, lime juice, simple syrup, and then obviously the cranberry juice in there. Most resorts probably are going to use like a pineapple juice or grapefruit or something else, but the cranberry juice gives it a little bit of a unique taste. But at the end of the day, in its heart of hearts, it's really a resort style drink. And I've said that a lot on this channel, and I've reviewed a lot of drinks that are similar. It's a hot weather drink, it's a warm weather drink, which if you think about it, most tiki cocktails are in some form or another summer warm weather style drinks. Now, Pussers itself does have a controversial legacy in the tiki world, so a lot of people don't consider the painkiller tiki, even though most tiki bars have a painkiller on the menu. Pussers has sued plenty of places for selling a painkiller with or without Pussers. They have a stranglehold really on that trademark in the name painkiller, but I have my opinions on the painkiller, whether you consider it tiki or not. There's really no right or wrong answer in my opinion. There's a lot of drinks that most reputable and non-reputable tiki bars sell that probably aren't really traditional tiki or in that same vein. But at the end of the day, it's alcohol. Like, does it matter? Yeah, but does it really? If you want to be a traditionalist, be a traditionalist, but at the end of the day, we're all just trying to relax after work, right? But anyways, off of my diatribe there. But yeah, it's a good cocktail. Like I said, it's one of their promotional cocktails, so you see this floating around online. Obviously, the painkiller is very legendary, and it gets talked about. A lot of digital ink has been spilled, and real ink has been spilled on the painkiller over the years. Not much on the Nelson's Blood number 2. So a little surprising because it is a pretty good drink. And what's nice about this compared to the painkillers, if you have 3 or 4 of these, right? you're gonna be feeling good, but you're not gonna have that gut rot like you would with a heavier cocktail like the Painkiller. It's a completely, the DNA of this drink and the Painkiller are completely different. The only thing that brings them together really is the orange juice and the Pussers rum, and that's about it. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's a fine drink. Nothing to write home about. It's not the best cocktail I've ever had. Probably not even the best cocktail I had this month, but it's a pretty good drink. So if you've never heard of this, or if you're first time trying it, let me know in the comments what you thought of it. But yeah, that's all I got for this one. So that all being said, thank you so much for watching, everybody. Koli Maluna, cheers. See you next week.